Yes, yes. Welcome, Starr. Welcome, amazing lady. I'm so happy to see you.
Likewise, it's good to see you too.
Yes, I am doing the YAAYU Zoom toast, the YAAYU
Okay.
toast,
Okay.
because I know some amazing women, and you ladies are just so important to what's going on in the world in the new times that we live in. And I
Hmm.
just want everybody to meet the people that I know and to find the similarities and, reasons to go on and to pursue. Because to me, you're so amazing. And, my YAAYU brand is all based on the words you say to yourself. It all
Hmm.
starts inside with the words you say to yourself. And I see you out here just thriving and flowing and, just doing all these awesome things. And I'm like, oh, okay, she's doing that. Okay, she's doing that. Okay, okay. And I was like, oh, wow, I just want to, let speak to you, talk to you, and get some insight on how you feeling. Because I know it's all about how we feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to start off with toasting you. I want to toast you as a journalist, an author, a mom, an amazing person that touches so many people with the things that you get to do here. And I'm just looking forward to everything awesome that you have coming. So toast to you.
Thank you. Toast to you too.
Oh, you got your yeah, you cup.
I never let this cup go. It's right on my
Yes.
I have this like desk over here and the cup is right there.
Yes. What you drinking on? What you sipping on?
Water, just water.
Okay. I have Martinelli's, okay? Because if
Oh,
you're gonna
nice.
celebrate, you might as well celebrate with Martinelli's.
Very true.
Oh my God. Okay, so listen, bloggers can't be trusted. I love it. You did it. And what were you feeling? What made you feel like, you know what, I need to do this? This is gonna come through me.
You know, it's so funny because like even though I wrote it, I started writing it, I think in like 2012-ish, and then finally was able to put it out in 2016. And when I look back at that, I'm like, the messaging I feel like still rings true. But and I'm not saying all bloggers can be trusted, obviously, but what inspired me to write it was because I just didn't like the direction of how media was going
At the time.
and at the time, and like I still feel like I don't like, I thought it was bad then, I feel like it's getting worse now. And the reason why I'm so frustrated is because it seems like there's no integrity anymore, or very little integrity. Like the people that get propped up, just a lot of negative spirits, negative energy, people who purposely change narratives to not be true and straight up make up things. And so bloggers can't be trusted was kind of a comedic way to look at that. Like, a lot of people that read it, that liked it, told me that they thought it was funny.
I know that's
Uh,
right. Oh my God. You have such a great sense of humor. Like
thank
you know
you.
how to bring the story around to a point where it's like, well, listen, it
Yeah.
happened like that, but this is what we felt afterwards. Like I think that's so crazy to me that you have like that spark in you. Like you
Thank
just
you.
flow and weave through so many amazing things all the time. Like, okay, this section is called What Were You Thinking? Because our thoughts grow actions. Every
Yeah.
time you think something, it turns into something else. So I'm so proud of you, and so many other people are proud of you as to how you're flowing and doing things in this world. All the stuff you get to do. Complex Magazine, Double XL. First of all, the New York Magazine, the prestigious New York Magazine,
Hmm.
and Ebony
Wow, you
Magazine.
found that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ebony Magazine. Who doesn't know about Ebony? We grew up on Ebony Magazine,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
it's such a staple in the community as far as like insight and fashion and style. Vibe
Hmm.
Magazine, the
Hmm.
same respect goes with when you say that. And I'm just like, what were you thinking when you realized, wow, I'm actually like sparking the world with these things that I get to do with these entities that are so embedded in our hearts and mind. What were you thinking when you realized that I'm in this? I'm in this with these people.
Sometimes I still don't like, even hearing you say it, like I'm like, oh yeah, I did write for these write for
Girl,
these
you did
publications.
that.
And thank you. But I mean, my goal, I guess, has always been to, one, tell stories in an honest way, but also to hopefully get people to look at things in a different way, or to learn about things that maybe they wouldn't have learned about before they came across the article. So that's always been my mission.
Wow. I see that is so important. Like, you have so much integrity and you flow
Thank
into
you.
these things. I see your flow. I see your understanding, and you're crossing worlds, but giving people a cool way to see how things can be done on different scales. Even with what you do for the American Urban Radio Networks.
Yep.
It's just so interesting that you're being yourself. Every time I
Mm-hmm.
see you, you seem like the captain of something amazing with them, but you're being
Wow.
yourself. And so I'm just like, how did you get connected to that particular entity? How did you begin there? And tell us
Yeah.
about it. Tell us about the whole.
Yeah, so okay, American Urban Radio Networks. It's interesting. It's a legacy brand, and I had been familiar with the radio shows that they put out, but I never knew the parent company. And what ended up happening was, which American Urban Radio Networks is the parent company. I think it's them with it's like a hybrid, American Urban Radio Networks and Access Communications, I believe that's what it's called. Forgive me if I'm wrong, because there's sometimes some changes and partnerships that we don't always know about, but American Urban Radio Network syndicates a lot of cool shows. They, like when Al Sharpton had a show, they were syndicating. They syndicated I believe they syndicate now. Young Jock has a show down in Atlanta. Hot 97, Ebro in the morning, they syndicate that. So they've worked with a lot of cool radio shows. And what ended up happening was, one of my friends she had been working in radio for years and then ended up at American Urban Radio Networks. And like when they decided that they wanted to really focus, because everyone knew them for traditional radio, but then they were like, okay, we need to really build up this digital.
Right.
So my friend was like, I know somebody, and I know sometimes people always kind of like, they might side eye you, like, oh, you got the hookup from your friend. But I mean, obviously I have been doing my thing as a journalist. So she was just like, no, go ahead.
Is it really a hookup when you're qualified?
Exactly. Thank you.
Is it really a hookup? It's almost like it's like a job fulfillment. Like,
exactly.
If you're the one for something, you're literally the one for something.
Exactly.
And that's wow.
And exactly, and that's how we lift each other. That's how we're supposed to lift each other up. Like, if you know someone who was really amazing for the job, then that's who you suggest.
Hello.
Exactly. So my friend was like, we're trying to build this up. We would love you to be a part of it. And like the stuff that they allowed me to be a part of from jump, like there was just a level of trust there that I had never really experienced elsewhere. And I think it's more because the digital was kind of like a startup situation. So they were willing to take more risks. And so yeah, and my friend, she's not even there anymore, but my relationship with, she ended up, she decided to move on. Like, it was just her time.
Okay, we need to toast to her, because friends, how many of us have them?
Exactly. Toast.
That's great. I love that. I love that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so but yeah, like her and another, it was like a very small team of people, and they all were like, oh, I know this dope person that does this, that does that. And so now we're kind of the core team of the digital. So that's pretty much how I got it. Like, my friend was like, I know somebody, brought me on, and they actually have been liking my work. And so what you've seen over the course of this year, because we really started, I want to say in 2019, but like this was the year that things started ramping up, right? Like the podcast.
When you did the City Point, that was just so major. Like, to me, I felt like you were showcasing a space in Brooklyn. Like, you had Brooklyn on your back, and you were showing the commerce, you were showing the entrepreneurs, you were showing the new foundations that were able to be a part of what we all grew up going to see. Like, that was so special to me. So for them to,
that's good to hear.
Yeah. So for them to trust you with kind of telling the rest of the world, because everything you broadcast can go anywhere. That's like telling someone in California, oh, they have a place in Brooklyn that has these type of shops.
Right.
They can buy this and they can buy that. For them to trust you with that type of thing, it's like really special. Like, you flow into these really cool spaces, And we all get to do that. Like we all literally get to do stuff and touch on stuff that other people are like, well, wow, she's doing that. Wow, she's good at doing that. And it's really cool when you have like friends and family and a network of people that celebrate that.
I
So
agree. Thank you.
yeah.
And that it's so good to hear you say that, because that is the mission of what we're trying to do. We definitely have some more projects like that coming in down the pipeline. So yeah, like we want to showcase as much of the area, the New York City tri-state area as possible. And then if we can get the budget to start traveling to do the same thing, then
Ooh, come on,
that
budget.
hopefully that'll happen
Come
too.
on, budget.
So
Get
we'll
that
see.
money.
We'll see.
Oh man, I was checking out one of your podcasts about HBCUs, but I was checking out your podcast and I'm so excited for you. I feel like it's a new venture, the a new section that they have you doing and things like that. And
this was the year of expansion for the digital of AURN. They definitely, like, the podcast is definitely part of that expansion.
Okay, so do you feel like you are stepping into new territory since it's a different format style, like you're not outside? Like how do you feel about those?
Yeah, it's new territory. Because I had gotten so used to just being a writer, and even though I've always been interested in like broadcasting, like TV and or radio, but I honestly got to a point where I was like, well, maybe it's just not gonna happen. And yeah, and it's funny because a lot of people would always tell me like, oh, you should start your own podcast, or you should do this or that. I just got tired, like, because I've been to auditions and things for like TV shows and radio, and it didn't pan out. And I know, that's just how it is. Like, sometimes things just don't work out because they're not supposed to. Like, that's just not what it was for you. But I took it as, well, then maybe that's just not what it's supposed to be. So, but when they came to me with the podcast idea, I was like, oh, okay.
It's kind of like it wasn't supposed to be at the time.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
they were working on something more special.
Timing. Yep.
And you end up being the first to do so many things within the same family of digital outlets. And so it's almost like you're a pioneer in all these different spaces. You're gonna be in the history books as the first. There's so many things.
You're so sweet.
Starr was the first to do that, and then they started doing podcasts, and she was the first to do
you
that.
Are so sweet.
Listen, everybody write their own books, write their own history.
That's true. That's true.
And where's the lie? You are the first to do a lot with this entity.
Thank you.
That's a really, a really special thing to do.
And truth be told, there's some names, people, like big name people that I've helped like get their digital presence out there. So I'll just yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm just not gonna put it out there like that. But yeah, I've definitely helped a few.
Because when you run into each other on those red carpets, in other meetings, as you do other things, I know you have another book in you. I just feel
I do.
So as your life tends to unfold, it's going to be all these excellent things you get to do with people that already know. It's really cool when we do stuff and our name is already like celebrated in rooms before we get there. I experienced that a lot, and I'm so thankful and grateful that I get to have an impact on people without even knowing how long the impact lasts.
Right.
But it's so cool when it meets you where you're going, and it's like, oh, you're Marcella Versace. I heard
right.
Do that. And then you feel so calm because you did do this, you did do that, and you're so grateful that you did it with good people. So I know the people that you helped, they are gonna be like, what? Stop. Yo, give it to her. Let her do it. It's hers. And they're gonna be like, why are you all on the Starr boat? What's happening here? And it's because you did things for people and it's still, in their mind. It's like I said, thoughts grow actions. So we just gotta like wait sometimes and act sometimes because it's still gonna work in our favor. Period. It's still gonna work in our favor. It's still gonna work out. Okay, so I want to know from you is you can think about it. You don't have to rush. Two different people, two of the same type, whatever. Give me two people that are your dream goal interviews. Like two people you'd love to interview. that you say, you know what, that would feel really good to be in their presence, to have that connection, to have that conversation?
So no, okay. So one of the people I actually did get to interview, right? But I'm gonna add on to this because it's Pam Grier. I got to interview her for it was when I was writing for Hello Beautiful. This was about 2 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And she was just talking about at the time, she why was she oh my goodness, I can't remember why she was in the well, she's kind of always in the news off and on. Okay, so she has an autobiography out, and at the time she was this is what it was. She started talking, she started putting information out there about how she's been working on her biopic or biopic movie, I said biopic, based on her autobiography. And so she was doing a round of interviews about that. And so yeah, I got to interview her. It was over the phone. So, but I want to add on to this because she is someone that I have admired her since I was 12. And I think my mother, because my mother used to have a stack of VHS tapes of like from the 70s. So I used to kind of get into her stash, and that sometimes I would watch like Foxy Brown and Coffee and all those movies. But then my mother like explained to me who Pam Grier was and like what her significance to the culture was. And so I got to interview her. But my thing is, I would love to meet her in person. And I actually want to interview her again just because she's just such a gold mine of information. Like she just has a lot of knowledge of different things, and she is just a very unique person. So I got to interview her again, and I would love to do it in person. Even if it's not in person, I would hope to have some kind of face to face. So like even if it's like a Zoom, I'll take that. But I would love to meet her.
Toast to Pam Grier. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
The second person, oh, this is a hard one. I would go with Janet Jackson.
Okay.
Let me just say this, because I was supposed to go see Janet Jackson perform in 2020 when she was gonna do the world tour that year, but obviously like COVID and everything. Because my mother had got me tickets for my birthday. My birthday's in July. That was like right in the middle of COVID, so everything shut down. But I got to see her this past summer in July for my birthday at the Essence Fest, right? And being in media, like I was down there thinking about like, who do I know that could maybe get me into the right event where I could maybe meet her, bump into her. It didn't work out. It's fine. But I would love to meet her. I would love to interview her. She seems so nice, and she's such a visionary. And interestingly enough, I would actually like to talk to her about one, her creative process, but also what's been interesting is her presence on social media. I love to follow her on social media. Like she's just so very intentional about what she puts out, and you can tell the purpose is to inspire people and to make people feel good. And she's such a rock star, and I was just like,
she is. Oh my God, I love that. Janet Jackson has affected my life so much. Just her presence. When I was a teenager, I was really into Janet when she came out with like wearing all the black and the black hair and things like that. Because when I was in high school, I was like a name brand fiend. So I was getting all these name brand, this, that, and the third. Towards the end of high school, I was still a teenager, but I was out of high school. I became more womanly in my head, I believe. I wanted to wear like blazers and shoulder pads and just fly stuff, but it didn't really matter what the name was on the clothes. They just had to be fly. And so Janet came along around the same time, but she was wearing all black. So now my hair is all black, and and I'm just dancing all hard because the up tempos of our life, they called for us to dance like that. So we just dancing and everything, and she just went right along with the energy and the mood. It was sassy, but it was still like, I'm not giving it all up. You know what I mean? It was fly, it was cute. It was like, yeah, I'm a woman, but you got to step to me as a man. It was like, like she didn't deal with little boys. It was very like, you know what I mean? I'm on my way to be somebody. You can go with me if you're on your way to be somebody. Like she was giving all of that through her look and through her music and then, through her tone. So everybody at this excellent level was still kind and having camaraderie and just talking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were just young people in the room with people that were being excellent. And feeling like we were on our way. Still like we're all parallel to her. We're all still doing
Yes.
right.
Yes.
That's because she existed, if that makes any sense.
Yes, no, that makes perfect sense.
You know, but we not out here just overdoing it, but we giving our best.
Right. No, that's so true. Oh my goodness.
That's what it feels like she represents. So when you told Janet Jackson, I was like, oh, no wonder Star's so dope, because Star's like, yo, you know, Janet raised me. This is how we do, you know.
Agreed.
Wow, that's so powerful. I'm so proud of you. I don't even know, like, I'm not gonna stop saying I'm proud of you. I'm just so proud of you. And I want you to always know that you're already excellent. Like you literally are always involved in other things and other partnerships. We're constantly meeting new people to do great things with. So we're learning other personalities, and we're learning what other people are actually capable of besides what they say they want to do. You know, like when you're in college and you got to do those group projects, but it's only like in that group doing the actual so, but you're doing that so much and you're coming out on top. So I just look at you and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's doing so great. I love being able to celebrate her. I love being able to see you shine. I love how you're flowing through things. And I'm going to give you your vision word. Your vision word for the day is flowing. Flowing, because you're flowing. Your vision word for the day, flowing. You're focused. You're loved. You're optimistic. You're winning. You're imperial. Okay. You're nice. And you're great. You're great.
I'm writing this down.
Yes.
Focused.
Loved.
Optimistic.
Winning. Imperial. IMP. Yeah, imperial. Nice. Because you're nice. You're nice with it. You're a nice person. And you're great. You know?
I love that.
You're great. You're flowing. So your vision word is flowing. Take that with you. Believe it and own it. And wow. Look at your name. You're the star. Like, what's happening here? That's what they call you, because they have to call you that. I love that. And I wish that for you. I wish nothing but success for you and your beautiful family. And
thank you.
Everything amazing that you're about to do in 2020. Let's toast to that. I would like to toast to everything amazing that you are about to do in 2020.
This is so sweet. Thank you.
You want to
cheers. What's up, everyone? This is Starr Rock, and I am having a Yay You toast with the beautiful Marcella Precise. Let me try that one more time. I don't like how I grabbed the cup so early.
Like I was gaming with the cup.
All right. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everyone? This is Starr Rock, and I am here having a Yay You toast with the beautiful Marcella Precise.
And that's it. We done. How was it? How did you feel?
That was good. It's of course your energy is always it's so uplifting. So that was nice and joyful, and reminding me of some of the stuff that I've done, because I don't always think about it. So no, that was good. I love it. Thank you. You're
genuinely dope. If you ever start a magazine, call it Genuinely Dope. And the front page, you always gotta shout me out. It's so cool.
Of course.
We're about to do a magazine called Genuine. But you are. You're genuinely dope. And
thank you.
We all go through things. You know, there's like peaks and valleys of actual events that are happening to people we love, not just to us. And when we help them deal with it, sometimes we emote and it takes you down. And then a whirlwind might happen where something happens to us directly, and it's like, okay, do I have enough strength to get me back up? How are we gonna work this out? You know, how do I find some sort of peace and control at the same time? And so when I think of you, I always just think of how excellent you are.
Thank you.
I genuinely think of you having to deal with a lot of energies. So yeah, I just try to send those good vibes your way.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what I really feel about you. Like, Starr might have to deal with someone new today or someone she's always known, but they are in a mood. You know, let's just elevate and be great. You know, there's Oprah. As long as we see Oprah and Janet, we know we can go on. It's so many ladies that we all look up to because we were exposed to them on a bigger scale. So now that we live in a time where people can see, you know, what someone might consider our greatness,
Right.
it can actually affect society, affect the world. And, you know, 5 years from now, they might be like, oh, I want to interview Marcella Precise and Starr.
Right, right,
You know?
right.
And,
right.
and we'll be like, us? We was just you know? So yeah, it's an interesting thing to see my ladies out here just shining. And someone should say to you, you're shining. You're doing great. Your flow is amazing. You're flowing. You're doing it up. And I wanted to say that to you. You're dope.
Thank you. So are you. So are you.
Thank you, Starr.